to have this more as a pass out.
I love spring! It's so bright!
So sorry. That was sudden.
Look at me like that.
That was scary.
You want paper? You don't get any.
So, adjectives are generally, they appear before a noun, but it isn't always the case. So we could describe someone as pretty, or we could, like along. I'm really bad at this. So that isn't always the case. And they generally answer the questions of what kind, how many, or which one.
Okay. Adjectives have a bunch of different classifications. They can be qualitative, things like good or bad or happy. They can be possessive, things like mine or his or hers or its or ours. Relative, like which, what, or whatever. And they can be numeral, 1, 2, single, second, things like that. They can be indefinite, things like some, many, any, or few. Or they can be demonstrative, this, that, the, a, an, or such.
So how are adjectives different from adverbs? Adjectives are much more specific, so it's like I said in the video, like this rock is rocky, or this person can be mean or nice. He's friendly, he's mean. Adverbs modify adjectives, verbs, and other adverbs, adding an ly, and at the end makes the description more of an action.
Okay, so there's 3 different degrees of adjectives. They can exist in 3 different forms: positive, comparative, and superlative. The positive is just the base word. It's the most simple form word an adjective can be in, things like good and bad, or rich or little. Comparatives express a higher degree of some equality. It is used when you're comparing 2 things. The end is generally, an adjective that is comparative generally ends in ER. They also can be preceded by more, so yeah. So these are positive, that's comparative, and superlative generally expresses the highest degree of equality and are used when comparing 3 or more things. They generally end in est. So, worst, farthest, smallest, things like that. Irregular adjectives are things like good and bad and better and best, because obviously things like luckier, lucky, luckier, and luckiest, it seems like the same word, whereas good is good, better, best. The word then generally accompanies the comparative, and the word the generally precedes the superlative.
So these are proper adjectives. As you can see, there's 2 selections. There's 2 sections of proper nouns and proper adjectives. Now, a proper noun such as America, because America is a place. America is where we live. And the proper adjective the proper adjective such as American or Canadian, it's not saying like a specific person, or it's just saying like a person of. So America is a noun and American is an adjective. American is such an adjective.
When the difference between a proper noun is just like a place. You're describing the place, or you're saying the place. You're saying a specific destination. Whereas when you say somebody is American, you're describing where they're from.
Yes.
Okay, so the articles are a subcategory of adjectives. They're a, and the. They're a subcategory. They're not a separate part of speech because they're still describing something. Because it gives you further information in a sentence. So a and an are known as indefinite articles because the noun it goes with are generally more general. That didn't make sense. The is a definite article because you're talking about a specific thing.
So this is something I added. I looked and researched for like bizarre adjectives, and so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna name off an adjective, and I want like some of you to at least raise your hand and come up with like a sentence to use one of these, to use a bizarre adjective such as up here. So Peng, beautiful and good looking. Who can put that into a sentence?
He wants me to say one. Liam is paying.
There you go.
That
So
was nice of you.
bilious, unpleasant, and peevish.
You'll have to do what I do and just call on people if they don't volunteer, because they're smart enough, they can do this.
Hey Emily, do you want to use that in a sentence?
How do you pronounce that?
Peevish. Oh wait, I need to know. Bilious.
See, thanks. Welcome.
Salubrious. It means healthy. Datum.
I'm not salubrious.
Arcadian, serene, and calm.
The Arcadian was Arcadian.
Yeah.
Really?
That was good.
Mighty.
Very good.
No one thought of that.
Boorish, crude, and insensitive. Really?
You were just waiting.
I was gonna say Jack is. I don't mean it.
Feckless, weak, and irresponsible. Actually, I'm gonna do this one. Liam is feckless.
Oh,
We're like Conrad.
Conrad is more feckless. We can all agree.
let's use kind words.
Yes, thank you, Bella.
Irksome, annoying.
It
There you
is.
go. Irksome.
Andrew is irksome.
It is irksome when people are mean to each other. God.
And then zealous, eager, and devoted.
I got one. I am zealous about the parts of speech.
Oh.
Are there more?
Who said nerd?
Okay. Yeah, so that's our presentation. Our activity was, I don't know if this will work, I haven't tried it, but I made games of memory with the positive and comparative and superlative versions of words. I don't know if I have enough pairs for it to actually be like a good game, but yeah, we can try it out.
I know fast as memory. Okay.
If there's more,
Don't even
just give them. I'm not very good, pretty good.
I just think
Okay.
So do you want to explain how to do this, Bella?
Sure. It's just like a game of memory. You lay out all the cards.
Let us on the floor. Because it's cool like that. We play like we did when we were kids. On the floor. Are you playing with us? You're playing with us. Loser, you can't
Hannah,
reach a card.
So we have to
why don't you come in?